Gentlemen, welcome in the Bobby Carver Show, and it is a huge Monday for you right here, coming off a big Buckeye weekend. Excited, Schlegs, for everything that went on, all the happenings, all the what have yous that was going on. Crazy weekend in college football, and we're going to talk a little more about the national stuff as we always do on Tuesday, but and leaning a little bit more to Ohio State, but still. Buckeyes beat Illinois 34-16, another dominant performance by Ohio State. It really wasn't even as close as the score felt. Never felt like the game was at risk, Schlegs, as we were watching it, and you're trying to get a feel for everything that happened and everything that ultimately went on. Also, the firing then of James Franklin, which was kind of crazy. Not crazy when you think about ultimately what happened with him, but crazy to kind of think like that's where we're at now after 3 weeks of them losing. So just be glad you got Ryan Day here. Buckeyes look good against Illinois. Take care of business in a very responsible way, I would say, Schlegs. Like, they're not looking to go out here and try to score 1 million points a game. They're not going to play with crazy fast tempo. They're going to go out there and play to win, and that's what Ryan has done. And they did it really successfully out there at noon in Champaign on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, did they really handle it? I mean, it's so crazy when you're watching a game. As I was watching this game at the farm, it was fantastic. Celebrated the wife's birthday Friday night. All she wanted was a fire and Donato's pizza, some Jim Beam honey. I was like, in a farm walk, I was like, I can accommodate those things. And then Saturday, you wake up and, you're watching this game and you always remember Urban talking about waking up some morning in Champaign, Illinois, selling paint. That's what he would always say. And it was funny because Pantone had his birthday and we were texting back and forth and we were reminiscing about the paint joke. And then you see Ohio State come out and, really in the first half, Bob, I mean, was it 20-3 going into the third quarter? Completely dominated. Now, they also had a short field. You had Peyton Pierce with a deflection off Jermaine Matthews. That was big. You had the kneeling of the punter. That was big. You had turnovers in this game, and you're up 20-3 at half. Excuse me. Defense is playing dominant. They get down into the red zone, have to kick a field goal. I think it was like 178 minutes and change without giving up a touchdown for the defense. Like, that's a freaking long time. You're looking at Keanu Jackson and Veli get in on a sack, and they're just playing really, really well. And then it's 20-3 at half. Now it's all of a sudden 20-10. And it's just funny how the optics of people, when you're looking at this, and there's other things across the country, LSU rolls South Carolina 20-10. I mean, if that was ever Ohio State, even against an Illinois and a ranked team, and part of that is the expectation that you're the number one team in the country. But they dominated this game start to finish. And, yeah, you gave up a touchdown. Okay, so does everybody else. And then you had a lot of twos that were getting meaningful reps at the end of the game that kind of put some things, on the back burner. But it was never a doubt in this game, Bob. And I would say this, the one thing that you wanted to see, and we knew this, you and I both said it, Illinois is a resilient team. You didn't get blown out by Indiana and then come back and beat a good USC team that also just beat Michigan this week and not have some fight in you. And they fought till the very, very end, though they were out of it. Like, they never gave up. Like, they were doing some really good things. And they have a really good defense. And so, yes, we talked about the outlier of the Indiana game, but Ohio State did what they had to do, go on the road and win a game versus Illinois to go 6-0. And that's exactly what they did.
Oh, and you start talking about game control, Schlegs. And I know, Ryan, they wanted to open up that starting drive with a touchdown. And, I'm walking away. I was like, holy smokes. Like, I came back and they didn't score. So we're kicking a field goal. Like, I thought for sure, like, dude, we're getting a touchdown of that. Like, and they ultimately didn't. But you start looking at like drive lengths for scoring, 5:25. Then their second drive, which is a touchdown. It was short field, obviously, after the Peyton Pierce interception, 3:15. But other touchdown drives, I guess 250 before the half. But you're watching this. When they came out in the third quarter, they gave up that touchdown, obviously, to start the third to cut it to 20-10. And the stuff that teams are running now, Schlegs, against Ohio State, the under center, handoff to the wing runs the option on
That was a
Caden
great
Curry to
play.
get a pitch. It was a great play. And it probably, I tweeted out, I was like, it probably, Schlegs, is a 2-point conversion play that they had. Like when you get into the overtimes and you need to get a 2-point conversion to try to win a game, like that's a play that you're pulling out right there. And obviously they practice it some. And they'd been turned away 2 times in a row. And I'm like, I don't know if they can run it in here on these guys. And so they had to try to figure out something else to ultimately get that done. But Ohio State immediately answers right after that with a 14-play, 63-yard meat grinder, nearly 8 minutes, 7:52. And then Illinois fumbles, and that's the third quarter. Like Illinois had a drive. Ohio State had a long touchdown drive. Illinois fumbles 2 plays in. Buckeyes have the ball back, start of the fourth quarter. And it's just crazy that that's how this team works. Like that's the way Ryan is designed them to play. Nothing in this game statistically would have blown you away with how Ohio State played. When you go look at the individual stats, total player stats, all of those different things, nothing in there is like setting the world on fire. When you watch the game, you're like, this thing never really felt close. And it's because they play great situational football together. They marry the offense and defense. And when you do that, you're going to have a chance to be able to have success. And that's what we saw out there on Saturday.
And you're over 50% on third down, which sustained drives.
Yep.
Right? I mean, the 106 rushing. Again, Illinois has a good rushing defense. They're number 7. Dadgummit. Matthew Bailey, maybe. He played his face off. But that's probably the one thing you're like, hey, 2.9 a carry. But you go back to what you were saying, Bob, and I think this is not spoken of enough. Illinois had 3 turnovers, and you made them pay. It's like, well, we got to go tempo. We got to speed this game up. Why? To give them more opportunities, more possessions to try to score, or where you are down a distance on the field. You own the time of possession in that game with 3 turnovers, 33-11 to 26-49. Nobody's winning after that. 3 turnovers. They can't do anything. They're 4-14 on third down. They had to be 3 of 5 on fourth down to be able to sustain some of those drives. And your defense bowed up in the red zone when it had to. And they made plays. And then you're also at a point where you're bringing other people in at the end of the game that, you want to see compete. And that stuff's going to happen. But Ohio State, Matthew Bailey, thank you. I was actually correct on that because I remember Don Joy on the shoulder brace. Anyways, the point is this, is Illinois is a good football team, and you go on the road and you beat them at their place. When they just beat again, you're like USC, now ranked this last week, just beat Michigan, thumped them.
Beat Michigan up bad. They took it.
Yeah, they beat them bad. So, guys, Illinois, just like Washington, and we're going to get into this whole ranking stuff. But Washington's sitting there at 5-1, only lost to Ohio State, unranked, right? USC unranked last week. Illinois beats them. They thump Michigan. Illinois loses to Ohio State and Indiana. So a 1-3 teams, your only losses. It is something. Illinois is a good football team. Ohio State was in complete control of the entire football game.
They were, and they did a good job. And you talk about some of those rushes. A lot of times when Ohio State was on a short field, they got down in the goal line and red zone. They were running the ball into a very, into go to goal situation. Yeah. So like Nate Roberts has a 1-yard carry. I mean, Julian had some sneaks. Like the one sneak that Julian had was really impressive.
Yeah, 4-yard gain.
4-yard gain. I mean, they were able to lean in there and go get it. And hopefully, Schlegs, that's something they can work back into the repertoire, that they can start to incorporate that back into it, because it's something I think that's really important. They used it with Will Howard last year. Julian obviously maybe is not as, has the size and the frame of that, but he did a good job getting low, sliding through there, and they got a good push. And you've got Carson Hinsman up front. You've got Luke Montgomery. You've got Taylor Shabola. Those guys inside, they should be able to go get that push. And they did. Yeah. Like that's one of the things that I saw, like, okay, that's a 3 or 4 yard run, not of consequence. That's not really helping your yards per carry. But when it's 4th and 1, you need to go get it. Boom, it's right there, and it's not even in doubt.
Yeah, I would say this. When you're going through and I know that people are nitpicking some of the play calling and stuff. And
what do you think the main issue with that was, Schlegs?
No, I don't. Here's the deal. I don't even look at that, Bob. I honestly don't.
Like you said, people are nitpicking. Like nitpicking why.
Well, they're just kind of like he's just running inside, and some of them hit, some of them bounce. The inside has to step up the outside. Hey, guess what? At least we're not going toss into the boundary or stretch into the boundary with the wide hashes. Haven't seen that one time this year. That's huge. Here's honestly, you guys want my number one concern about Ohio State? It's the special teams. It's our punting and our field goal.
Punting, by the way, dude, I'm very upset about the punting. Like, our punting was not terrific, to say the least.
It hasn't been, Bob. And again, so like when you go,
Toby Maguire needs to. We got to get better than that.
This is everybody, right? Big time games matter. Oregon in that one game missed a field goal. It swings the momentum. It's like, hey, we go down there and we do all this work. We need to capitalize on it. Let's do it. We see Signetti. He goes out there. His kicker kicks 2 for 2. He's like, you know what? I got a long kicker in my back pocket. Hey, send him out there for a 58-yarder. Boom. Makes the field goal. Good on good. Those things matter. Field position and even the punting, Bob. There was one play, and I absolutely know that Nate Ebner was losing his mind. But there was a punt, short field, and everybody was around the punt returner. The number one thing is gunners go down. One's in front, one's in back, play the ball. There's no faking, right? It's like fundamentally sound special teams in that. So again, I'm not making a huge deal of it, but when you look at the areas that you can 100% get better on, it is that when you look at what Illinois has done with sacks this year and the way that they've been able to have a clean pocket for Julian Sand, boom, offensive line, let's freaking go. Defense, we've already been saying it, number one in the country, 6.8 points per game. Like, what are you going to say about them? Nothing. Could you say, hey, maybe a little bit better edge on some of the ones that got bounced out to you, somebody peeking their head in? You know what they're going to do in the meeting? You're like, hey, guess what? Just do your job. It's going to bounce to you. Or a couple of the PI calls. Hey, a little bit too grabby. Let's continue to work on it. Awesome. We're 6 weeks in. We can continue to get better. But if you have one area to look, and you have one area to nitpick, special team play right now, field goals and punting would be the area that I would look at.
I don't disagree with you on that, Schlegs. I think especially the punting needs to step up, because when you flip the field, like, you need to get more out of that when you're going to flip the field. Like,
100%.
A 34-yard punt, like, isn't getting it done. And so you're going to have to step it up there. Tressel would be thrilled to hear this, Schlegs, and I think that he would. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the most important play in football, but it's a play that Ohio State isn't doing all that well. We're in the midst of the NFL season, and the FanDuel, they've got you an offer you do not want to miss. New customers, bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's right. You can use it all across the app. Parlays, player props, ride the live lines. It's all there. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season, it's here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app and get started. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio or Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is now withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. We'll talk about that Buckeye defense and what they've been doing and what does elite look like. Well, we'll break it down for you here next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Replacing your windows doesn't have to be complicated. At Smart Choice Windows, we make it simple the moment we arrive. With no long presentations, no high-pressure sales, just a friendly conversation to help you pick the perfect windows for your home. From start to finish, our professional team handles everything efficiently and with care, so you can enjoy a home that's comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, Smart Choice Windows is offering 50% off when you replace 4 or more windows. And who knows, maybe I'll be the one installing yours.
Welcome back into the show, Schlegs. And so if you're watching online, we love it. We appreciate the support. Like, follow, leave your questions or comments. We love to get into all of the weeds with you guys. OSU defense through 6 weeks, Schleiks.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty damn legendary with what you've seen. They've got an opportunity here to go do some really big stuff. 41 points allowed, less than 7 points per game, and that was with them giving up 16. In this most recent game against Illinois, it's number 1 in college football. Schleiks, no one's been on that level since through the 6-game mark in the season since Georgia back in 2021 or 2022 when they won, I believe, the national championship. So this defense has been really good. What did you see out of the defense? And one of the other things we didn't touch on is Lorenzo Styles, who is normally the nickelback for Ohio State. Sonny's older brother did not play in this game. So because of that, you've got some mixing that needs to happen. You got some things that move around, some moving pieces. Bryce West plays some nickel inside, but Jermaine Matthews has great position flexibility there. They slid him in and then put Devin Sanchez out to play corner. I thought Devin did a pretty good job. I thought Jermaine did a really good job in the slot. Schleiks caused the one fumble that Caden on the pressure. Caden was able to scoop it up. Some pretty impressive stuff. So things I thought went good there. But when you just see kind of this defense in totality, and they're pretty healthy and things look pretty good, what is it that impresses you the most now, since we're officially to the halfway point of the season through 6 games, that it has been so dominant?
I'm going to tell you this, man. Number one thing that stands out to me with Ohio State defense is that they run to the football and they tackle well in space. I mean, that is the why. I mean, you don't see a lot of missed tackles. And if somebody does happen to miss a tackle, there's 3 other dudes right there to make a tackle. So that's kind of number one. Their mentality in the red zone or on short yardage or getting off the field. I would love to see the stat of where they are on third down, because I bet it's like top 5 in the country of what they're doing on third downs. But when they get people to third down, especially if they're able to win on first and second down, like that third and medium, like you getting off the field. But I just go back to like the first time Illinois was in the red zone. I wrote it in my notes. You had a PI, ball goes down, so PI in the red zone, ball goes on to 2. Right? Caden Curry, first play, TFL. Taiwan Malone on a shuttle pass, just reaches back, grabs a dude, and throws. And again, Taiwan Malone, Edric Houston was out this game. Somebody that we weren't talking about has really stepped up in this competitive excellence, good on good, with Edric, with Will. They all need him, but played well. So that was one. And then third and goal, they get a false start. And then you had IGB coverage and they wanted to flag, but then you kick a field goal. Then you go back the next time. And this was the most impressive one, Bob, even though they scored on 4th down and on the half-yard line with a 2-point play that you never seen, which I like. I mean, like, it's good. But for tackle by Veli on the edge, 2nd and goal at the 7. Then it was 3rd and goal. That was the one they threw out to the bottom left. Then it was Sonny going on 3rd and goal on the half-yard line, tackles the quarterback. And then they run that play on the half yard. They compete every single rep. And that's the number one thing. Besides the disguise and besides who they're bringing, besides Matt Patricia doing a great job of putting really athletic dudes in the right position and bringing certain calls like the Jermaine Matthews, like nickel blitz off the edge, strip sack, or Veli coming up and you got to pick one. Like, who do you want to pick? It's like, oh, I've already picked Veli and he ran me back into the quarterback, so I'm going to pick up Caleb Downs and he's just going to come in and get a sack. That's what they're doing, man. And they're just playing really fast, really violent, and it's fun to watch. You always are in the game with them. That's how you feel.
It is, because that defense never lets you get out of it. Like you mentioned, the red zone stuff, even though they scored, did a great job. Like, they forced teams to beat them. And you always talk about this when you get down into the goal line, goal to go situations. False starts are far more punitive than offsides calls, and because you're only giving up half the distance to goal. Maybe it's a yard, maybe it's a foot. Who knows? Offensively, you're moving back 5 yards, so now it's not really a goal line situation anymore. Now you're getting into more of your normal offense, and so by forcing people to just keep lining up, keep playing. Force them to block you, force them to not get a holding, force them to not get a false start. All of those little things, you handle all that, then you get to see what this Ohio State defense can do, and they keep just pushing and pushing and pushing back. You start running through some of the numbers and how they ultimately look and what they were able to get done in the game. Like, okay, like looking good. I think Illinois 4-14 on third down.
Yep.
But the red zone situation, not quite as good as what they've been, but their percentage still is really good. They're very tough. They held, Illinois rushing, my goodness, 47 total yards, Schlags.
Yeah.
40 on 27 carries. 47 yards on 20 carries.
And Illinois hasn't been rushing the ball, but they won, and their backs were kind of beat up. But hey, part of their backs getting beat up was like they were getting hit too.
Yeah.
So that's part of the deal. And I go back and I look at the
I don't know how
touchdown.
Valentine didn't break his leg.
I don't either.
Did you see that? It looked like it buckled. I don't know how it didn't break. I'm not positive.
Because they were looking at like if some of it was down because he'd broken.
It's got that little gangster lean.
Did some of it get all the way down there? I don't know. But the biggest thing is when you go back and you look at that second touchdown that they gave up. I mean, wide receiver, I think it was wide receiver, might have been a tight end, came in and boom, grabbed the dude, shotgun shed him like inside. It's like, hey, you can't give up that leverage, and you can be really physical in that red zone. But like those are learning experiences. There's nothing about our defense where I'm like of any concern whatsoever. I actually just look forward to watching them play. And I'll hold off my offensive stuff later.
Well, we're going to get to the offense next.
I know.
And I know we're a little long on this. They asked Brett Bielema, he went back and said he watched those Giants games of how they beat the Patriots. It's like, hey, go fast and spread them out. I think were his quotes. Or spread them out and go fast.
Yeah, when we were tempo, they couldn't do crap, right? Like that was kind of his thing.
So they did some tempo stuff, and they had some moderate success, and especially at the end. But someone asked, like, every team's going to go. Well, they said every team's just going to go tempo against us now, and I said, well, here's the problem with that. Like Ohio State went tempo, or they went tempo. There are answers for tempo when you need to get stops. When you're up 24 points, making them drive the football and take time to drive it, that's the win. That's winning the game. Saying, hey, well, they're not going to get any more yards. Like, ideally, that's great. But in doing that, if you have to play more aggressive and put things at risk, then don't. I'm going to make you complete 7 or 8 balls. You're going to go down the field. And assuming there's no turnover or there's no sack or penalty or all those things, then it's going to happen. And potentially. But there are ways to get in certain coverages and things to take that stuff away. But you really didn't need to. But there's some people that I've heard saying they're concerned about that, the spread them out, up tempo to impact this Ohio State defense.
Yeah, you heard some of the people say that about like USC had the secret sauce to Michigan or this. Like here's your problem with that. So you mean to tell me we're just going to run tempo all the time, spread them out versus Ohio State versus those athletic dudes, and then what? You're not taking any time off the clock.
Well,
they get the third down, and now you're going to get 5-minute drive. All right, cool. Offense, go out there. Boom, time possession. Minute 30. Boom. Defense, you're back out there. 6-minute drive.
So that's the problem.
That's the thing I don't think people understand the game of football. Like it sure do that. It will wear on you.
Defense tempo looks great as long as you're getting first downs. When you're not, it's rough. But when you don't play fast and we don't get as many plays and maybe there's not the ball to go around a lot. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump into the offense, take a look there, maybe what Ryan Day had to say about his 2 receivers, JJ and Carnell Tate. Maybe not the gaudiest numbers, Schlags, but they were able to do some good stuff. We'll take a look at that here coming up next. First, I'm going to tell you about our friends over at XSport. Parents and athletes, protect what matters most. XSport mouthguards, trusted by NHL athletes, designed by NHL team dentists. Their mouthguards are scientifically tested to help absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. They're custom fitted with 3D printing technology right to your grill for more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication so you can focus on your game, not your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com today. Make sure you slash Bobby at the end. Save 15% on your order. Protect what matters most. More of the Bobby Carpenter Show and this Buckeye offense coming up next.
Create it, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Every winning play starts somewhere. For you, it could be with us. At Smart Choice Bass, we bring the showroom to you with no pressure and no long sale pitches. Just real options that fit your home and budget. This is your opportunity to win a full bathroom remodel for free. It's easy to enter. Just scan the QR code below, give us a call, or stop by one of our showrooms. One lucky winner will be announced every 6 months, so don't wait.
All right, Schlegs, Buckeye offense. You look at the numbers. If I were to read this off to you, say Julian Sayen's going to have 166 passing yards. They're going to rush for 106 yards.
Yep.
You're going to probably say they lost the game. I mean, most times. You got to think about that. What is that?
It's kind of like the Texas game, but you won 14-7.
You had 272 yards, like of
Yep.
total offense. It's nothing really to write home about. You weren't really rushing the ball for a massive average. But Julian, 19 of 27 for buck 66, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ohio State, 37 rushes for 106, no fumbles as well. So that's the big thing, Schlegs, when you start looking at this team. When you don't have turnovers, you don't give people short fields. You don't need to really go do as much. And, Illinois, they, threw an interception, had a couple fumbles in there, like not a great day. This Ohio State offense was efficient and maybe wasn't overwhelmingly dominating. But I look at the run game, and despite the fact that you're rushing the ball, Schlegs, for what? 2.9 yards, which doesn't look great. But here's the other piece of it. You look at what Bo Jackson was able to do, like your primary lead rusher, I think 10 times for 49 yards, or 47. So he's almost 5 yards a carry. So you feel a lot better about that than maybe you did the alternative.
And, there's going to be things where, there were some great catches. Max Clare had a great catch. Tate had another great catch. Jeremiah had another great catch. And then you go back and you look at that red zone. It's like, hey, here's the personnel package. And then all of a sudden you get man on the outside with Jeremiah Smith, touchdown every single time. They brought him inside so he can expand it. But that was the same grouping, the same package. And like, hey, we got to stop the run. They're going to run it again. It's like, pick which one you want to do. Well, that's our best corner. Let's go. Good on good. Make a play. And it was easy. It was easy for Jeremiah. The one area where you kind of look up, there was like a sequence of plays. And they actually, I believe, let's see, did they turn out good in that one? I'm trying to remember. Okay, no. This is where we get a field goal. This was 10-0, and this is where I think blowing the doors off, taking that next step, like you get all the way down there, you kick a field goal. It's 10-0. You get all the way down there and you kick a field goal. This was the one that they're going to look at. It was on the 38. Yeah, 2 great throws. Max Clare, Tate going through the progressions. They missed an execution with Carnell going in motion to the tight end side. They ran into each other. The guy gets fallen down, second down. Then Tate in the end zone, back shoulder, right? It was quick. And then you get a 31-yard field goal. That was the kind of sequence. Those are the ones that you're like, hey, we got to get better at this. The communication, the lack of execution in that one. And again, as a coach, hey, man, you just won this game handily by 18 points, and we're going to go back and we're going to nitpick the crap out of those things as to the why, because we always got to be improving. That's what Ryan talks about, the chase to improvement, man, being fanatical about improving.
He does. And like his receivers, people have wondered the question, like, are the receivers happy? Like they weren't getting as many balls as maybe you want. And so Ryan had, some comments about this after the game, talking about how guys are contributing to the team, how they're winning, how that's what matters, as opposed to just guys going out there and stat chasing all the time.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah is I can't say enough about him, about Carnell. In a game like this, we found ourselves down in there a lot and ran the ball a lot, and they're into it just like everybody else. I mean, they want to look like last week every week, but when you have a team that understands what needs to get done, that's when you have a chance to be special. Oh yeah, Jeremiah is.
Yeah, and that's what the beauty is. Like, these guys, Schlegs, understand it. They have a good feel for it. They want to win. They want to plays. Everybody wants the guy. You'd be a lion. You didn't think that everybody wants the ball and they want to make the play. Every defensive player wants the sack. They want the pick, the fumble recovery, making tackles, but they also want to win. And it's like, as long as you have guys who they keep the main thing, which is winning, then you're going to be fine. And that's what they have. And so there's a couple texts I got, and people asking about, well, does Jeremiah want to chase a Heisman? And, Colonel Tate. Now, I like watching the wrap-up shows and the highlights to hear, like, what the narrative is surrounding Ohio State. And no one's saying, like, well, these guys are underperforming. Ohio State's not moving the football. Their total yards is under 300. They get up there and JJ scores his one touchdown. And they, well, that's JJ Smith's requisite touchdown for today. Like, run the fade. Best corner for Illinois, and boom, touchdown, really not even in the picture. So everybody understands how good they are. Him and Carnell have been playing really well. And this team, they'll open it up just like Ryan did last year, but they're going to be patient with it, and they'll do it at the right time. We got our headlines coming up next. I want to tell you about our friends over at BCKR.com. It is elite fan gear that you're going to want to check out. I wore mine this weekend. It was getting a little chilly. Threw the windbreaker on. They've got the rain gear, the cold gear, the hats with all of the features that you're looking for. The stuff feels amazing. It looks even better, like the elite skiing, golfing, fishing, hunting, whatever. They've got all the features, all the functionality. BCKR.com, BCKR.com. Go check it out. Promo code all caps, BOBBY at checkout for free expedited shipping. Again, that's backer.com. We've got our headlines coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Replacing your windows doesn't have to be complicated. At Smart Choice Windows, we make it simple the moment we arrive. With no long presentations, no high-pressure sales, just a friendly conversation to help you pick the perfect windows for your home. From start to finish, our professional team handles everything efficiently and with care, so you can enjoy a home that's comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, Smart Choice Windows is offering 50% off when you replace 4 or more windows. And who knows, maybe I'll be the one installing yours.
All right, welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. We got our headlines that are brought to you by our friends over at Lakespur Marketing. If you're looking to scale your marketing, let Lakespur and their marketing team be your trusted ad agency. They have a broad range of experience regardless of industry. They're confident they're going to deliver the results, but more importantly, it's all about the relationships. They pride themselves on building strong partnerships. Lakespur Marketing, the proof is in their partners. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schlegs, we got our defensive players of the game. We're going to throw up our guy, number 7 in the playbook, maybe number 1 in your hearts, Mr. Jermaine Matthews. Schlegs, you always said he's got like 30 little pit bulls inside of him that are ready to rock at all times. Playing inside due to Lorenzo Styles being out, does a great job filling in at nickel. Probably gives him maybe a little bit better man coverage from the inside of the slot, just the fact that he plays outside corner. But there's a lot in there and a lot to understand. You got to be a bright guy, and Jermaine played huge on Saturday.
He did. I mean, what do you have? He had a PBU that was a pick. He had a sack. He had a TFL. He had a caused fumble. I mean, the dude was playing. And again, that's part what I think hopefully people understand is the ability to go from outside corner to nickel only bodes well for Jermaine Matthews, right? He's versatile. He can do a lot of things. It actually was great because you got to put, Devin Sanchez in there. And so Bryce West came in a little bit That's what you
Oh,
want to see.
Aaron Scott was in there. They got him
Aaron
on.
Scott was in there. He played inside too. Like, that's what you want. And that whole room, just like Ryan said, nobody's selfish, man. They just want to go win. They want to be great. That's what he talked about. This team wants to be great. And they understand when called upon, they're going to respond. And it doesn't matter how it looks. And that's what coaches do. They do such a great job of, Bob, is they reward and celebrate the little things. And that affirmation from your teammate and your coaches and yourself, knowing that you contributed, regardless if anybody else thinks that you contributed, matters.
It does. Another guy on defense racking up a big one.
Yeah,
And
dude.
second in the team in tackles, 9 total, 8 solo, a sack and a half. Our guy, Harvell Reese, just continues to light it up, man. Very impressive getting pressure with what he was able to do in there, just pushing the pocket. He's long, he's athletic. And every week, Schlegs, it's like a question of, is there anything this guy can't do on the football field?
Yeah. The answer is no. He can. And that, are there areas of improvement? 100%. What is most impressive to me, Bob, is Veli's speed and violence at the point of attack. I mean, whether it's, hey, I'm going to come in, I know that I have a back, and I'm going to bull rush him into the quarterback, or, hey, I got a tackle, and I'm going to bull rush him too into the back of the quarterback. It doesn't matter. Or like, he's going to use all those things and develop his repertoire of stuff. But his number one primary thing is, why is he doing that? Why is he just bull rushing the whole time? Because he's also setting the edge. Like, he is responsible for contain. And so he can't do a lot of different things. Veli is playing the most impressive play that he had. There was one where he chased a dude down from the backside, but I don't even think that was it. Sonny and him both had a great one where they were like in the middle or the far side of the field and then chased somebody down by running to the football. Those are the plays that I look at the most, because you want to talk about dudes being engaged and dudes being locked in. Number one thing I say is look at the effort. Look at the effort that they have on every play. And if you watch, you want to think that Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith or Max Clare aren't into it, watch how they block. They block really physical, man. And like, they understand what their role is, and they take pride in being a great blocker at Ohio State. So, and that's what translates to the league too, guys. FYI.
All right, let's get to our special teams players of the game. You already mentioned one of them, Schlegs. Bryce West playing big. Love to see him out there on the coverage units doing some great stuff. Guy's been working his tail off. Yeah. And this is what you see, like the next guys that are going to be coming up, because at some point, Jermaine Matthews is going to be gone. David Newson's going to be gone. Devin Sanchez will be back. Like, who are those next guys? Well, like Aaron Scott and Bryce West are those next dudes. Like, those are the next guys up. And it's great to see both of those guys out there ready to rock, and Bryce West getting player of the game, defensive or special teams player of the game.
Yeah, he co-shared that with a Stover cousin and Garrett Stover. So he made a really good play on, I think it was kickoff. Anyways, that's what you want to see. Garrett's really fast, big walnut kid. And that's what you want to see, guys. You want to see guys playing fast and violent, having fun. And Ohio State brought it the entire game. That's what you want to see. Yeah,
it's impressive. So, Schlegs, you said in the chat, who is the offensive players of the game? Well, what's amazing, I follow all this stuff on the feed, and they only posted the defensive players of the game and the special teams players of the game. Maybe there were no offensive players of the game. Maybe
I can see them saying that, but like, I don't know. Here's where I'll go back to, as much as everybody wants to talk. Maybe they don't want to talk about it, but I would say this. The play where it was almost a design, like go through progression screen to the backside for Bo Jackson. And that really is kind of like,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. But hey, who was out there lead blocking for him? Max Clare. Yes. There was another one where Jeremiah had a big gain, and it was a longer progressing route where he was like a drag. But there's other things that are going on. It took time. His initial read was to the left, came back, hit Jeremiah over the middle. There's another one where Will Kazmarek was coming from his left, going that way, that he hit him. And then you go back and you're
Beyonce said to the left, Schlegs.
Huh?
Beyonce said to the left.
To the left, to the left. Was that her song?
Yeah, that was.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then he hit Bo Jackson, and that's what you want to see. And guys, there was other games that I remember watching the Oregon game. That was a big game. I was watching that. just so you guys know, our running backs, regardless of who they are, have done a really nice job in pass pro. Whereas,
yes, you're talking about the Oregon game. Indiana beat them up with their inside pressure. We'll get to that.
Yeah. I'm just letting you guys know, like, those are the things when we're watching this, like, when they're not rushing, there's a lot of different ways of adding value. And our guys have been doing that, especially in pass protection, both offensive line and running backs.
Yep, those guys have been good. The O-line really good as well. All right, we're long for a break. We've got our tailgate talk, Schlegs, and we had a pretty cool little event Saturday night.
Yeah.
We'll give you a little peek inside the curtains, take a look at what's going on. We'll talk to our guy, Mr. Aaron James, about it on Wednesday. We've got our tailgate talk. We answer your questions and talk about some cool things coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Replacing your windows doesn't have to be complicated. At Smart Choice Windows, we make it simple the moment we arrive. With no long presentations, no high-pressure sales, just a friendly conversation to help you pick the perfect windows for your home. From start to finish, our professional team handles everything efficiently and with care, so you can enjoy a home that's comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, Smart Choice Windows is offering 50% off when you replace 4 or more windows. And who knows, maybe I'll be the one installing yours.
Welcome back in to Bobby Carpenter Show. And like Saturday night, we've been doing this now.
Yeah, talk about it.
And I missed a handful of them early on because they're in the summer and we were traveling and stuff. And then they switched it to Halloween, I think 2 or 3 years ago, in October, the Halloween theme. But the Hawks Locks event, a lot of fun. Got to go out there, got to see you, AJ. Heck, I haven't seen AJ in a minute because we haven't had any kids sports overlap here going on. We got to see you and Steph dressed up. You guys were looking good. Macho
You looked
Man.
amazing. Tell everybody what you were, what you and Court Dog were.
Court Dog and I were, we were Ozzy and Sharon. So it was good. You know,
yeah, you did a great job.
Get to throw that out there. Pat, if we could pull that up and maybe toss it up, we'll take a little peek at what everything is. I don't think, did we get a picture together, Schlegs? I don't think
we did. We got a picture. We got to get it from Steve because we had a good one. Remember, because we remade the USA Today picture with AJ was John F. Kennedy.
Post gunshot, and Laura was Jackie O, and she looked awesome. It was really good.
And his boys dressed up as presidents, past presidents. It was great. So, you know, you got Pat. I put on the deal, and yeah, we'll get pictures when AJ comes on. We'll talk more about the event. But it was a great night, great way to celebrate. Bob, until he gets set up, I got a question for you.
Okay.
This is Tailgate Talk brought to you by me having a question about special teams. Why did we take 2 delay games in special teams? And I understand that they're trying to block, but you're on your own 38, right? So it's like, okay, delay a game, give them 5 yards. I understand when it's on their side, your side of the 50, or even at the 50 and you're moving out to the 45, and I get that. But there's 2 of them that happened in this game. Can you give me an explanation as to why?
Well, because you don't burn timeouts and you're going to punt the ball.
100% totally agree. Why can't you get lined up?
Well, because they said that they didn't have a good enough strength coach running the special teams box.
That's terrible. That's
they said they need Schlegs. They said they need Schlegs back there.
So again, we go back to
getting your boy Nate Ebner. I don't know, Schlegs.
Yeah, that's good. No, I know if I'm asking the question, people in the chat are asking the question. I wanted to ask you. You don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Something that needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why you don't burn timeouts before punts. But as far as the structure of getting it set up and everybody working to make sure that you don't need to do that, well, yeah, that's unacceptable. I guarantee you that is something, Schlegs, that Ryan is leaning into and trying to get done. I guess we've got some pictures here. We'll throw a picture up of me, Schlegs, me and Court. You want to see Ozzy and Sharon rocking this. I don't know why we couldn't get the full reel going here, but there you go, Schlegs. Ozzy and Sharon getting it all done and taking care of business right there. So Buckeyes, there's some of the other folks that we went with. Some great stuff there. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. A little peek behind the curtain, Schlegs. We're going to take a quick break. Schlegs, you're going to wrap up the show here with your parting thoughts and your side nuggets. So I'm excited to see you be able to get this done. All right. Go Bucks, beat cancer. Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Every winning play starts somewhere. For you, it could be with us. At Smart Choice Bass, we bring the showroom to you with no pressure and no long sale pitches. Just real options that fit your home and budget. This is your opportunity to win a full bathroom remodel for free. It's easy to enter. Just scan the QR code below, give us a call, or stop by one of our showrooms. One lucky winner will be announced every 6 months, so don't wait.
Welcome to the Bobby Carpenter Show. It's me, Anthony Schlegel. Pat, throwing the deal. What's my time to be cut off? Because I know everybody else has things to do. So let's go right here to Ryan Day. Expect to be great. I'm throwing it on there. Oh, 45. Good. This is a great side nugget. Well, hey, I'm going to put this up, and then I want you to put up this next one, Pat. So this is the Buckeyes 6-0 Illabuck. And again, remember everybody, tomorrow is more the national show. Thursday is more of our national show. We're going to talk all about the James Franklin, the buyouts, the hot seats, all those things. But the Ryan Day expecting to be great.
Proven that they belong. Okay, now what do we want this team to look like as we continue to grow and build? So that's all been good. And they're competitive. They're edgy. They like these type of environments. And they want to be great, and they expect to be great. They expect to win all the time. And as much as I was on them about growing up and maturing, you are seeing a pretty mature group. I mean, they're starting to learn really what it takes, and they're pulling for each other.
100%. So not only are they pulling for each other, they want each other to have success. They expect to win. And again, we've talked about how that is something that's taught. And it was just funny. I was at a college baseball game. We were talking about recruiting, and like people were paying kids to come to school early. Like, hey, I'll give you 10 grand. I can't, I'm gonna wrestle. Hey, I'm gonna give you 25 grand. Okay, I'll be there early. So it's like, okay, but why? Because they get them in the program and forcefully adapt them by sticking their face in the water so it goes down their nose in their throat, and they're drinking the Kool-Aid. And that's what you're seeing, the competitive excellence for Ohio State out there week in and week out with guys. And we say young guys. I don't necessarily think they're young guys because Caleb Downs has been playing for 3 years. Arvell, yes, he hasn't played a ton, but he is a veteran guy of being in the room, and this is his first time to showcase it. We're seeing it. Sonny, a lot of experience. K-Mac has had some experience, but they're young in the fact that they're starts, but they're mature in how they compete. And that's what you love to see. And lastly, put up there that last Illabuck. And guys, the only reason I'm putting this up there is I just want you to look at the face. Look at the face of the Illabuck and the guy hoisting him up. That's it. That's all I wanted. Hey, with that, guys, just look, the guys, Jermaine's down there, Heartlines, I think, behind them. Listen, they're playing for trinkets. They're playing for trophies. They're just playing to get 1% of 1% better each and every day. They expect to be great. It's good to see that. Buckeyes 6-0, beat Illinois. See you tomorrow on the Bobby Carpenter Show.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Every winning play starts somewhere. For you, it could be with us. At Smart Choice Bass, we bring the showroom to you with no pressure and no long sale pitches. Just real options that fit your home and budget. This is your opportunity to win a full bathroom remodel for free. It's easy to enter. Just scan the QR code below, give us a call, or stop by one of our showrooms. One lucky winner will be announced